James Kaufman, World News Report today, January 4th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. The case for Judge Merchant and Alvin Bragg being in prison for election interference. Quote, they need to put Judge Merchant's ass in prison, end quote. Attorney Mike Davis calls on Trump's 47th Department of Justice to investigate and prosecute crooked partisans who use dirty lawfare to go after Trump. And we're talking about Judge Juan Merchant and Alvin Bragg. Justice awaits crooked Judge Juan Merchant. Remember, they had to change the statute of limitations on the accounting crime that turned out to be 34 felonies. Mike Davis, founder of Article 3 Project, joined the War Room on Friday. During his segment, the popular attorney called on the Trump Department of Justice to investigate and prosecute, if necessary, the crooked attorneys, judges, and DOJ officials who use their positions to go after President Trump and his supporters. Speaker Johnson has also called on the Trump 47th Department of Justice to investigate the dirty partisans who attempted to bankrupt and jail President Donald Trump. The worst is probably Judge Juan Merchant, who made up charges against President Trump while helping his daughter raise tens of millions from the case in her job as a far-left political operative. She raised $93 million. Mike Davis was quoted as, quote, these partisan Democrat operatives in these prosecutors' offices in these judges' chambers can't get it through their thick skulls that the American people are tired of this unprecedented, republic-ending lawfare and election interference. They're going to learn this the hard way because guess what? Judge Merchant is going to sentence President Trump on January 10th if the Supreme Court does not stop him before that, which the Supreme Court absolutely should do. Judge Merchant put in his order on Friday. He's probably not going to put President Trump in prison, but he's going to label him a convicted felon, 34 counts, before he goes into the White House as our new president. I would say to these Democrat partisan operatives, right now, you guys are the hunters, and guess what? On January 20th at noon, you're going to become the hunted, because I'm going to push very hard from Article 3 Project, very publicly, for the Trump 47th Justice Department to open up criminal probes on all of these Democratic operatives who've waged this unprecedented lawfare against duly elected President Donald Trump. And this special grand jury down in Fort Pierce, Florida, should investigate all these Democrats, whether it's Alvin Bragg, Tish James, Fannie Willis, Judge Merchant, Matthew Colangelo, who quit his job at the DOJ to go actually prosecute Trump for half the salary he was making, and especially Andrew Weissman, a DOJ prosecutor, the head of the whole deal, one of the slimiest deep state members that exists. On the outside, they all need to be investigated by a grand jury in Fort Pierce, Florida, where they did the Mar-a-Lago raid for conspiracy against rights under 18 U.S.C. Section 241, a very serious federal civil rights felony. Jack Smith, who should be part of this investigation, i.e. investigated, along with Jay Bratt, are very well aware of this charge. It's one of the charges they brought against President Trump in their bogus D.C. case. And yes, Judge Tanya Chutkan, you should also be part of the investigation because judges are not above the law. When it comes to 18 U.S.C. Section 241, You should have dismissed the case immediately. Mr. Davis continued, quote, as they've told us for the last 3 years of this bogus lawfare against Trump for non-crimes, they went after Trump, his top aides like you, Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, who both spent time in prison, his supporters on January 6th, who were politically persecuted under the Supreme Court's Fisher decision. There has to be accountability for what has happened. They're going to gleefully sentence President Trump on January 10th. And then guess what? On January 20th, accountability is coming. Justice is coming. Mike Davis then specifically went after Judge Merchant and his daughter, who were making money off their Trump lawfare case while persecuting the former and future president on bogus charges. The $93 million they brought in. Mike Davis, quote, when President Trump is supposed to be preparing to take office on January 20th, this Partesian clown Marxist judge, this corrupt, dangerous hack, Judge 1 Merchant, wants the president-elect to spend his time preparing for this sentencing hearing for this bogus case in New York that the prior Manhattan DA, the Manhattan U.S. Attorney, the Federal Elections Commission, and Alvin Bragg himself declined to bring forth. I hope that Judge Merchant's daughter, Lauren Merchant, has made a lot of money off this case, because guess what? On January 20th, I hope that Trump 47th Justice Department opens a criminal probe on all of them, including Judge Merchant's daughter. If there's evidence that they've engaged in this illegal criminal conspiracy against rights under 18 U.S. Section 241, they need to put Judge Merchant's ass in prison. Mike Davis is absolutely right. This cannot be allowed to happen in America, and these people need to pay for these crimes that they've obviously committed right in front of our eyes. We all know this goes right back to the Biden White House and then probably right up to Obama himself. Yes, old Barack Obama, during his 3rd term in office currently. God bless you guys. Share, subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World.